Welcome back to the King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda. I am the KingFanMan with a Fallout 76 update and a little talk about the beta. As almost everyone knows by now, Fallout 76 will have a beta, and those that pre-order the game will be the ones who have the access. But when will that beta begin? The launch day is November 18th, 2018, which is not really that far off, and of course that means the beta must start soon. Pete Hines did give one little hint in a recent interview when he said that they would be playing the game internally for the next month.
Change a lot in the next month with us playing it internally.
Now, it's already been over a week since this interview, so maybe we are looking at around August the 1st for the beta launch, if this month comment hopefully means anything by Pete Hines. But it does bring me to the real reason for this video, and the real reason I believe for the beta. I don't believe Bethesda Game Studios has the beta in place this time for bugs. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there will be bugs in Fallout 76, and yes, I know I heard Todd Howard's joke at E3 about the bugs.
To that end, we're going to need your help, because yes, we are going to have a beta. And it is sponsored by our friends at Vault-Tec as well, the Break It Early test application. Because evidently these online games are hard, they can have some nasty issues. I read on the internet that our games have had a few bugs. I read it on the internet, so it's true. And that sometimes it doesn't just work.
So sure, people will find a fix for bugs, but that's not the main reason Bethesda Game Studios has a beta for Fallout 76. If you listen to Pete Hines in that same interview, it seems Bethesda Game Studios' concern seems to be the same concern a lot of fans have had. How can I get people to leave me alone if it's an online game? Pete Hines said not only is the beta a testing ground, but this month we are waiting for the beta to start. The dev team is playing it, specifically trying to fix that very problem.
I think it's the biggest misunderstanding of the game
It's
so
the
far.
PvP thing.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it's always online and that, like, you know, folks are worried about, you know, can other people really ruin my experience? Or, you know, is it just a, like, everybody kill everybody else? And we're obviously, that's not our intention. The goal was always, how do we take a game like Fallout, but add the element where there aren't any human NPCs, that all the humans are real players, and that the roles and ways in which people play the game is really up to each individual. That if there was, you know, ever a nuclear war and the three of us emerged into the wasteland in West Virginia in different places, that if you were wandering through and spotted me, that you would have to wonder, like, do I hail that guy? Do I stay behind this tree and wait? Like, how is this going to go? You know, in some of our, in all of our previous games, a lot of time we almost cheat and tell you, right?
Yeah.
If that's a raider, he shows up as a little red thing, and I've already told you, we put this person in the world, and they're a bad person, and all they're going to do is try and kill you. There's no dialogue, there's no trading. But when those characters are players, now that's all in the hands of everybody else, and it adds some tension in terms of how is this interaction going to go? Do they want to trade with me? Do they want to help me with quests? Do they need help with quests? So do I want to ignore them entirely? Do we want to get into a fight and have a little fun? More of that is up to the players, but done with systems in place to keep it from being abusive and not fun. You're never losing your progression. You're never losing your stuff. You know, death is not supposed to be a big negative.
Now, he goes on to say that Fallout 76 is going to keep on changing throughout the beta, even into the game. And during the game, he says Fallout 76 will almost forever be being tweaked, his word, not mine, to try to find the perfect system where there is tension but no bullying or grief. Bethesda Game Studios wants it to feel like a normal Fallout game. Pete Hines even used the example of an eye doctor. Well, I'll just let him explain it.
People to embrace, guys, this game is constantly going to be evolving and changing. It's going to change days and weeks and months after launch all the time, based on player feedback and what people are seeing. It's going to change a lot based on the beta and people playing in the beta. It's going to change a lot in the next month with us playing it internally and continuing to try, okay, now we tried this system a little like this. Okay, now it works like this. Which one feels better? Which one feels worse? It's a lot like going to the eye doctor and he says, which one is clear? One or two. Okay, now how about now? You want to keep finding how do we make it incrementally better all the time. But at the same time, we do want to sort of reassure folks. We want to clear up misconceptions, but we also don't want to give them, look, it works exactly like this, because it's going to change. We're going to keep trying, and we don't want to say, well, we told them like that, so now we can't change it, because quite honestly, people also don't always adapt real well to when you change something.
Okay, with that last clip ringing in your ears, for those of you who have been to the eye doctor before, how many of you could see clearly that first time they put one of those little circles in front of your face? My point is, they are telling us this PvP system will be a work in progress, and it should get better as they go. And they need fans to understand this, and they also need fans to give feedback. Now, I said feedback, not complaints. Seriously, that is exactly what the beta is for. So don't go into the beta expecting a perfect game or a perfect system. If it was perfect, trust me, they wouldn't be having a beta. Another thing in this same interview, and by the way, since I've now referenced it 3 or more times, I guess I better leave a link down below, and I will. In this same interview, Pete Hines confirmed that all updates and all DLCs for Fallout 76 will be free. We already kind of knew that, but that's huge for me. Now, I know online people may be used to that, but for me, it's huge. I've never seen a free DLC. Not from BGS especially, so it's exciting for me. My takeaway from this is simple. Fallout 76 is just going to get better and better. Hence the title of this video. Sure, there's going to be some bumps in the road, because this is a new adventure for Bethesda Game Studios. There's going to be bumps within the beta, and even after launch. But I believe that this game is going to shine. And I believe that is Bethesda Game Studios' commitment. And I believe that is the purpose of this beta. And I, as a fan, will do my best to help. You say, well, what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to play it as much as I can, and I am going to give my feedback to Bethesda, and I'm going to do it very nicely. Did you hear that? I'm going to do it nicely. And by the way, you can do that too. We all can do that. This will help all of us have a much better game to play come launch. Hey guys, I want to thank you as always for stopping by the King's Corner. Y'all go check out my Patreon page, if you will. And hey, if you're not a sub, there's no pre-order for that. You can do that right now for free. I am the KingFanMan. I'll see you guys next time.